Something many people dread, but have you ever had to make a 999 call? And would you know how to give CPR? Well, very luckily for one man, his 11-year-old daughter knew exactly what to do and has saved his life.
Yes, Maria Rowe from Redruth is a junior member of St John Ambulance and sprung into action when her dad showed signs of having a heart attack.
I just come in because I was playing outside because I hit my head when I was on my bike, so I was a bit upset, so I came inside and I gave my dad a hug. I went out into the living room and started watching some TV. When I heard like a funny breathing noise, it was like a and I rushed in and my dad wasn't breathing properly and his eyes were closed, and straight away I called the ambulance, but I started shouting first. I went, "Daddy, Daddy, Daddy, can you hear me?" And I called the ambulance, and first of all I was scared, so I started shouting down the phone, and the operator told me, "Calm down." So I calmed down and answered all the questions, and then my mum came home and she started panicking, so I still had to talk to the ambulance, and they asked me if I could do CPR, and I said yes, and they were a bit shocked. And they asked me if I could do CPR until they got there, and I said okay. And I told my mum to stop panicking and to get my dad on the floor. So we got him on the floor and I started doing CPR. And on the third cycle of resuscitation, my dad breathed back to me. And then the paramedics came and I was sent out of the room. And then the shock came. I started crying and crying.
That's absolutely incredible. At the time you kind of sprung into action, what was going through your head?
I was feeling mixed emotions because I wanted to make my dad better, but I didn't know if he would make it or not. But I really hope that he did, and he has, so I'm very happy now.
Now, a lot of children wouldn't know what to do if a parent or a friend suddenly got ill. How important is it that children learn skills like you've just shown?
It's very important because you don't know when you need it. You don't know when something might happen or someone might do something to themselves that might cause this to happen.
And have you spoken to your dad?
Yeah, he's at Trelesk in Truro and he calls me his hero often.
And what did he say to you when you first spoke to him after, when he was a bit better?
He started crying. He didn't really say anything when I first saw him. He just started crying. My dad, when I came, he said, "This is my hero, the one that saved me."
What an amazing story, don't you think? And that bond between them is just so intense now, you'd imagine, wouldn't you, after all of that? 11-year-old Maria Rowe speaking to BBC Radio Cornwall's Kelly Houghton about how she saved her dad's life through her quick thinking and her knowledge of CPR. Well, Maria is part of the Cornwall St John Ambulance Badgers Group. Dave Christophers is their youth coordinator in Cornwall. He says most adults never have to experience anything like Maria did.
Our adult volunteers generally are the ones that you would expect to be doing these life-saving techniques, but never before has one of our young people delivered it so well or ever had to deliver it into this extent. All of our members, regardless of how old they are, all undertake basic CPR training for instances like this where it really can be the difference. It's one of those skills that you hope never to have to use. I've been in the organisation for 12 years, I've never had to do it, so the fact that Maria's been in the organisation for 4 years and the fact that she's been able to deliver this life-saving technique upon her dad, it's just incredible.
Dave Christophers from St John Ambulance in Cornwall, and thanks to Maria's actions, her dad John is now making a speedy recovery in the Royal Cornwall Hospital in Truro, and we wish him well.
Indeed, but what an amazing story. And what I like is the fact that she's gone through what is a very natural process of, sort of immediately panicking, and then no, must dial 999 for my dad, and then shock and the panic, but responding so well to that training she's had, told to calm down, making her mum calm down, and then practicing the CPR on her dad. It's just a fantastic accolade, I think, for her, and showing how important that basic training is, even to somebody that young.
And an accolade for St John Ambulance as well for instilling that technique and talent in her in the first place.
I still remember it.
If you would like to see a picture of Maria and her dad, then you can look at that on our fan page on Facebook, facebook.com/BBC Radio Cornwall.